I believe you, because nobody wants to do it.
Okay, I can see Warren and I.
Okay, so there is a record button, so hit the pause on it. Up in the left-hand side, upper left.
I don't see that.
No.
Oh my gosh, I have Jared on here. Hi, Jared.
Hello?
Did you,
He's already on there?
I was gonna say you look
Oh,
puzzled.
man.
Did you mean to get us?
Let me get my speakers on. Look at this.
That's our new guy.
Kelly, you want to find that where it's recording and hit pause, or this whole thing's gonna be on the.
I just don't see record. I see microphone.
It should be up on the very top, left-hand side.
I still have up on the top left-hand side, home and mail.
Okay. So you see yourself and Warren.
Oh, wait, I found recording.
Yeah, I love mine. Mine's in the.
Okay, we're officially recording.
I love it.
We want to change it, we can afford to change.
I said you want to stop recording.
I couldn't keep two houses up.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
You know, with 4 kids.
Yeah.
I told Kathy, I said I can't do it. What'd you do, Shelley? What are you looking for?
Make it full screen. There you go.
Okay, so we're recording now. Can
We
you
are
still hear it?
Kevin says yes.
We are recording.
It doesn't say recording there, does it?
Yeah, well, it's set it on my end.
Yeah. What did you say? All this meeting to order. Would you all please rise for the pledge of allegiance? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Adjustments to the agenda. Do you want to say that, Shelley, or do you want me to?
Yep, we're gonna start with, a roll call, because we do have a member online tonight. So Kevin Gregory.
Here.
Julie is, excused. Kevin Libby,
Here,
Donnie Raymond is excused, Warren Stewart.
Here.
Alrighty, so we call the meeting to order at 4:30, done the pledge of allegiance. The adjustment to the agenda is tonight, due to the fact that we have some absences, from our meeting. Randy Jackson will be doing his presentation on, September 10th at our regularly scheduled meeting. So it will be moved from tonight to September 10th at our regularly scheduled meeting. And also, in addition, a change for tonight, we would like to add a conversation about the grade scale change, for Stearns Middle School and High School.
Okay. Is there any public comment tonight? Okay, seeing none. Approval of minutes.
like to make
Right, Kevin Libby.
I'll second it.
No, go ahead, make the motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Second.
Because I knew that was one paper you had.
Yeah,
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
I'm in favor.
Roll call. I gotta get used to this again. Dr. Lane?
Okay, Kevin Libby,
Yes, in favor.
Kevin Gregory,
Yes.
Warren Stewart,
Yes,
that's 3 yes, 0 no, 2 absent.
payroll warrant. Motion, Kevin Gregory.
I move to direct the superintendent of schools to authorize payment by the town treasurer to each party listed herein. The sum set against each name contained in the school payroll warrant, PR 25-3, in the amount of $111,881.88. And PR 25-3D in the amount of $67,295.11 on August 1st, 2024. And PR 25-4 in the amount of $113,945.40. PR 25-4D in the amount of $67,969.91. And main PERS 25-1 in the amount of $212.86 on August 15th, 2024.
Second it.
Thank you, Kevin. Is it? Any you gotta do,
Discussion and then vote.
yeah, is there any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Kevin Libby,
Yes.
Kevin Gregory,
Yes.
Warren Stewart,
Yes,
that's 3 yes, 0 no, 2 absent.
payroll warrant, Kevin.
I move to direct the superintendent of schools to authorize payment by the town treasurer to each party listed herein. The sum set against each name contained in school payable warrants AP 24-48 in the amount of $53,824.22 fiscal year 24, AP 24-49 in the amount of $32,178 fiscal year 24. And AP 25-4 in the amount of $56,633.55 on August 1st, 2024. And AP 25-5 in the amount of $62,504.56. And AP 25-6 in the amount of $26,394.19 on August 15th, 2024.
And I'll second that.
Thank you, Kevin. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Dr. Lane?
Kevin Libby,
Yes.
Kevin Gregory,
Yes.
Warren Stewart,
Yes,
that's 3 yes, 0 no, 2 absent.
And one after the fact that we must be getting close to closing our fiscal year 24.
Yes, yes, we're getting there.
okay. Presentation of the grading scale change for Stearns by Christie. Come on, look, yeah, let me see.
I have some extra copies. I
Oh, I'm
didn't
sorry.
realize. Gonna be this bare of a room for picking me up.
Could, Warren, could you save a copy for me and I could pick it up when I'm feeling a little bit better at the superintendent's office?
Oh, sure, we can do that.
I can share the document with you right now. But you have access to look at it.
Okay, I guess. If I don't have to do anything on my end, I'm great.
I'll just send it to you so you can see it, and then
Okay,
that way you have something to kind of look on with. I'll give you the extra copy.
I don't know.
Pull it up on your phone, Kevin. And then you won't have to mess with your screen.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'd have to go in Zoom again on my phone?
No,
No, just your Gmail.
Oh, email, okay, great, thank you. There we are.
Yay!
Magic, thank you very much, Christie.
No problem. Am I good to
Yeah.
start? Right. So this is a conversation that we have had in our staff meetings for, I would say, probably the past 5 years or more of changing the grading scale, and then we just never kind of united to really pull anything together to present. So this summer I took that upon myself because I wanted it, so I put it out to staff to see if anybody else was still in favor of this. Of the 19 staff that responded, 18 of them voted to change to a 10-point scale, which is a traditional scale, the 90 to 100 being an A. And if you flip over to the second page, that's all listed out, which I'll get to. The one staff member that did not want to change, there's only one. It is a life skills position. But all other, we had one teacher not respond, but all other classroom teachers voted yes. So everybody who grades was in favor, aside from one who said no and one who didn't report back. Some of the things that people responded back for why they wanted to switch. So the 7-point scale was intended to increase rigor. With that being said, we all grade out of a 0 to 100 scale anyways. So there's not, the point system, I feel like, doesn't really fall for that. It's based off of whatever we give for a grade, what that translates to. And looking at our grade scale, so a 93 to 100 is an A, that's it. So if you get a 93 or if you get a 99 in a class, both students receive a 4.0. I don't think that's very rigorous. So with the proposed option, so I looked at what UMaine uses, which is the college grading scale. So the one in the middle would be what I'm proposing. So it kind of increases that rigor on the top end. So you have a 97 to 100 would be an A plus, 93 to a 96 would be an A, 90 to a 92 would be an A minus. So then you're not getting kids with 4.0s from a 93 to 800. It kind of changes that, makes it a little bit more competitive at the top. Also something looking at the bottom end of the scale. So our current thing is below 70 is failing. The college level is below a 65 is failing. To meet in the middle, I found Lee Academy does theirs. They cut out the D in general and just went from a C minus to an F. So the grading doesn't change. So below 70 is still failing. So something I had mentioned to the superintendent earlier this week about college grading. So C's get degrees. That's the motto that we all hear. So in our current scale, a 70 to a 74 is a D. But if you think of any testing that you have to take for any job anywhere, 70% is proficient. So I don't know why we're giving kids who are above a 70 a D. Like that's kind of harsh when everywhere else accepts that as being good enough. So for our new scale, it would be the C plus, be the 77 to 79. C 73 to 76, then C minus would be 70 to 72. So it kind of helps those kids on the lower end not get such a harsh grade of a D to an F. And then in the college standard, if you get a D, you have to retake the class. So I feel like they kind of tease you with a D, whereas this compromising option below 70 is that F. So instead of giving you hopes that a D plus counts, but doesn't. So it kind of follows with what we have now, which is below 70 is failing. Because our students, if they get a D, they still move on, they get credit. So difference between college and high school. Another big issue was that we have students who are double enrolled, so they take classes here at CERN, but also get credit like at the University of Maine level. Our grades translate differently, so depending on what number they get for grades, if they got a 92 at UMaine, that's an A, that's an A minus, that's good. But for here, it's a B plus, or no, it's just a regular B because we don't have pluses. So it's kind of frustrating for kids to do like really great in college and then it translates here to lower than what they actually got. It's kind of not fair. Another thing that people were concerned about was just parents still don't understand the 7-point system. So I think it would be easier for them to kind of understand back to the 10. Are there any questions? I feel like I've just gone on and on.
I have a question.
Sure.
Does the Department of Education accept what we're doing here?
All our transcripts currently right now have a number associated with them.
Okay.
So example, my transcript will say that Nick has a 95.44 GPA.
Yeah.
It doesn't say A, B, C, or D, it just
Mhm.
translates that GPA. You know, Christie approached myself and Mrs. Peavy, and my big thing was, my concern was the middle one about I still wanted everything below a 70 to still be failing. that was my concern, and, you know, I think some other people had that concern as well, to make sure that we still keep the standards that we are now, but we're just changing the letters associated with what grade.
And I did talk to Sue Buzzle, the guidance counselor, and our grades are calculated all through the 0 to 100.
Mhm.
So like when they calculate GPA for graduation, you get like 97.321. It's not the 4.0 scale or this A, B, C. So I mean, it makes it easy switching over for everybody else too. It's not like we're gonna have to go through and change everything. It's just what that grade actually translates to.
I think as Millinocket looks to be competitive, to have rigor in the classes and to have education be relevant at all levels, pre-K through 12. The scaffolding of the pluses and minus, I know Christy and I talked about, I'm very much in favor of the scaffolding because I think that it does, for the kids who are stretching, I agree with her, the 93 and the 99 get the same mark in the current schedule. But if we scaffold it with pluses and minuses, there's something different to obtain. And on the lower end, as Nick mentioned, there's no change to what a failing grade is. So we have had no drop in what that looks like. I applaud her work. I'm glad that she reached out to the other staff members and did this so that it could be in handbooks and be presented for the beginning of the school year. So I thank you for your effort.
Yeah, thank you for a lot of work.
A little bit,
Thank you.
no problem. I was tired of coming back every year being like, did that get changed yet? And he said, no, he didn't do it.
She was cleaning windows in late June, I think. And she said, I've got something to talk with you about. And there's where it started. So,
What do I have to do to get this going?
so thank you.
I think it's a great idea. Thank you.
Thank you for your hard work, Christie.
Oh, yes, blood, sweat, and tears went into this.
Okay. A motion for the superintendent's nominations.
I move to approve the superintendent's nomination and authorize the superintendent to hire a high school math teacher. To hire Elizabeth Connors as a high school math teacher at step 12 with a bachelor's degree, $51,266.
I'll second that.
You, Kevin. Any discussion?
I have a question. Did we okay this verbally or something before? I thought I remember looking at her resume and stuff.
You probably did, but we hadn't had an interview and made an offer yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you had seen her name.
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Any other discussion? Dr. Lane?
Kevin Libby,
Yes,
Kevin Gregory,
Yes.
Warren Stewart,
Yes.
that's 3 yes, 0 no, 2 absent.
See if the board will approve. Kevin?
I move to approve the superintendent's nomination and authorize superintendent to hire Sarah Eastman as a speech language pathologist assistant at step 1 with a bachelor's, $44,100.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Kevin. Any discussion? Seeing none, Dr. Lane?
Kevin Libby,
Yes,
Kevin Gregory,
Yes.
Warren Stewart,
Yes.
that's 3 yes. 0 2 and, 0 no and 2 absent,
Thank you.
sorry.
Notification of hires? Kevin?
Well, I get this right. Barbara Fiscali
Yes.
will be hired as an Ed Tech 3 at Granite Street School at step 1 at an hourly rate of $18.34. These are the fall coaching positions: Amy Anderson, assistant varsity field hockey coach, year 10, step 10, $3,000 stipend. Nicholas Cullen, assistant varsity football coach, year 4, step 4, with a stipend of $2,400. Heather Gersha, head varsity field hockey coach, year 11, step 11, with a stipend of $4,800. Angela Hannafin, junior high field hockey coach. Year 3, step 4, with a stipend of $2,400. Cody Herring, head varsity football coach. Year 8, step 9, with a stipend of $4,600. David Mishu, junior high football coach. Year 4, step 4, with a stipend of $2,400.
I'll second that.
Well, no second, there's no motion, it was just,
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, Warren.
yeah, just
Yeah.
read him. Thank you. Motion to delete a policy, Kevin?
I move to delete policy JICHA, breathalyzer use at school and student social events.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Kevin. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, Dr. Lane?
Kevin Libby,
Yes,
Kevin Gregory,
Yes.
Warren Stewart,
Yes.
that's 3 yes, 0 no, 2 absent.
First reading of revised policies?
Move to approve the first reading of the following policies. JIC Student Code of Conduct, JICA Student Dress, JICG Tobacco Use by Students, JICH Drug and Alcohol Use by Students, JICJ Student Use of Cell Phones and Other Electronic Devices.
that was a motion. I'll second that.
Thank you, Kevin. Any discussion? Seeing none? Dr. Lane?
Kevin Libby,
Yes,
Kevin Gregory,
Yes.
Warren Stewart,
Yes.
that's 3 yes, 0 no, 2 absent.
Kevin, would you make a motion on the job description, please?
I move to approve the following job description: custodian day, custodian night, Ed Tech 1 special ed, Ed Tech 2 special ed, Ed Tech 3 special ed, facilities director, food service assistant, food service coordinator, technology director, Title I Ed Tech 2, Title I Ed Tech 3, and Title I teacher.
and I'll second that motion.
Okay, 1 second, let me catch up on my paperwork.
Excuse me.
Any discussion? Seeing none, Dr. Lane?
Kevin Libby,
Yes,
Kevin Gregory,
Yes.
Warren Stewart,
Yes.
that's 3 yes, 0 no, and 2 absent.
Hey, Kevin, you take a breather.
okay. Could I address the board before the superintendent's report? Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Okay, I'd just like to apologize to the superintendent and the board and the principals that came to the meeting tonight that I couldn't be there in person. I'd like to apologize to the community. My wife and I have had COVID. We're recovering and we're getting out a little bit now, but I didn't dare get around everybody and make them sick. But I just wanted you to know I apologize for not being there.
We appreciate your attendance on Zoom. Your
Yeah.
participation is crucial, so we thank you very much for,
And
and we're
just-
glad you feel well enough to do it tonight. Thank you.
Superintendent's report?
All right, so we have a few things, but not a lot because we knew that Kevin was out today, so there's a lot of things that we want to talk about in September when we have more people available. So I guess the general things are, the custodial crew has been a little bit shorthanded this summer, but they have done amazing things, everything from laying carpets to cleaning floors. I was just talking to Ryan today and I'm like, how come we're the only ones working right now? He's just, you see him everywhere, upstairs, downstairs, and the same type of thing is happening over to Granite. The outside of the buildings look great, so they're doing well, even though they're shorthanded. Our kitchen is putting out food for our communities. Mia's program has been going very well. They've been working really hard. All of our hiring is done. Thank you to everybody tonight for approving the new hires. So all of the hiring is done. We may have one more that we've got an interview for, I believe, next Tuesday. But other than that, we're ready to start, and that's quite a feat, because I know that one of the local districts actually lost a teacher last week. So like, to be making these transitions now, it's a little, it's crunch time. So that's a good thing. Camp Innovation is happening right now with Ms. Dwyer, and I see the kids in the hall. They're having a great time. She's doing a wonderful job. There's some of the older children that are around helping seem to be all enjoying almost as much as some of the younger ones. So thank you to her, and what a great opportunity for our younger children. I don't think I've mentioned this before, that Jonathan Cody has put our name in, I guess you'd say, as part of the Penobscot Emergency Management System. So we're going to have a cell booster. I'm not sure if I had mentioned that before, but that's a great thing, because we're getting that booster to our system because we can be considered a center or a staging area or a shelter should there be something necessary in our area. So it's a benefit to us in general too. So thank you to him for putting our name on that list. We had another Apogee meeting today, and our app is basically ready to roll. People are downloading it from the App Store at this point. All of the information's not there and not updated. We're still working with it, but we look like we're gonna launch on Tuesday. But there's so many moving parts to it. And when we launch one part of it, the website launches at the same time. And because we're still hiring and making some changes, we've kind of been pushing it down the road just enough to hopefully when it launches, we'll have all the people there. I also wanted to thank Melissa Fuller. She donated some musical instruments, some ukuleles. And I'm sure they're gonna be a lot of fun for our kids. I think there's 6 or 7 of them, and they look to be in great condition. So thank you to Melissa Fuller for thinking of us, with that. I'm also not sure if I mentioned this before or not, but Stephen Landry has us on a list for a school zone sign. That was part of a grant. Our name was in, the grant, but they ran out of money to supply all of the areas that they, thought qualified. So while we qualified, they ran out of money, but we're on the next list. So for the grant, for the Granite School specifically, we should be getting a new, zone, some type of light fixture and sign for over there, but it won't happen until next year. So, I think that's it for now. Oh, I guess, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I wanted to say one more thing I did. Rhonda Casey and I attended the charter meeting, at the town last night. And the town has been working diligently now for, I would say, probably a couple of years, because I know in my notes, it starts like in August of 2023. And so they've gone through a lot of the language, they've consulted with the necessary people, and I believe that they're ready to put that out to the community for a vote in November. I know that's their goal. But what I wanted to say is that it's been a pleasure to work with them. We've aligned the language, we've made modifications in the language. And as you know, for some of the other work we've been doing, everything from policies to job descriptions into this charter work, a lot of it is just antiquated, outdated, regular, whether or not it's like pronouns or things like that. So they're bringing that language up to date. So that was a really good meeting with them last night.
I want you to notice the pause.
I am really done.
Are there any questions of the superintendent and her report? Okay, seeing none. Motion to adjourn.
So move.
I'll second it.
I forgot I had to do only one thing. I'll wait to vote.
Kevin Libby?
Yes.
Kevin Gregory,
No,
Yes.
yes.
Warren Stewart,
Yes.
that's 3 yes, 0 no, 2 absent.
Our next meeting will be September 10th and then October 8th. Thank you, everybody.
Have a good week, guys.
Get
Thank
better,
you.
buddy.
You're gonna stop the recording this.
Oh, I get. Yeah.
How do I stop recording, Christian, you know?
Well, we voted on the other one.
Button up above.
Oh, stop.
Now you gotta do, yes,
Yeah.
are you sure you
Yeah.
want to stop?